The Skins. He threw 3 picks, including a pick 6. He fumbled 3 times, lost 2 of them. In the end result, a 31-15 Bears win. So Washington is 0-3, taking on Daniel Jones and the Giants next Sunday. Then the Patriots come to town. After last night's game, defensive end Jonathan Allen sounded off.
We're supposed to be the best athletes in the world. If you don't have the mental toughness to stay focused after 3 weeks in a 17-week season, regular season, I don't know what to tell you. So each guy has to be held accountable and just take it from there. There ain't no magic sauce to get this thing turned around. It's doing the little things right. And that's what we got to do. Like I said, if you're not going to support us now, which you shouldn't because we're playing like I don't know what you want me to tell you. So don't support us now, don't support us later. We going to circle the wagons in this we going to right. Believe that.
So there's where we are in Washington, and this team may not want to play on Mondays going forward. Going back to 2008, they're 2-8 on Monday nights, worst winning percentage of any team in that span. And after the game, Monday Night Football's Booger McFarland was asked about Jay Gruden's future as the head coach.
You look at the Redskins, they're 0-3 right now, and the offense is lackluster. I think we're at a point right now in Jay Gruden's tenure where it's not if he's going to be fired, it's when.
That certainly does seem to feel that way. And, you hate talking about people like that, but that does seem to be the reality of the situation. Jeremy Fowler, our insider, what are you hearing?
Well, talking to some people around the league, the expectation is that Gruden will get at least a little bit of time, in part because of his quarterback situation. He took on Case Keenum in part because of Alex Smith, so he's dealing with issues there. But the bigger issue is losing the locker room, because you have players openly questioning why a talented offense can't move the ball with all its playmakers, and that's how you lose your job. You couple that with one winning season going on his 6th year, and that's a problem.
Absolutely. And then as far as the quarterback is concerned, is there an expectation he will make that change reasonably soon?
Not yet. Jay Gruden is on record saying he's not. There's no buzz in the background that he will, but eventually this will happen.
Mike T, when it gets to a place like this, what does the franchise need to do?
Keep an eye on Kevin O'Connell, the offensive coordinator of the Washington Redskins. They learned their lesson. Sean McVay was there. He left for the Rams. Obviously, he's done a great job. Kevin O'Connell was a quarterback in this league. Rex Ryan thought he was the smartest quarterback he had ever been around. He said he was born to be a head coach. I'm sure that's somebody they're keeping a very close eye on, and they would hate to lose him. We'll see how it goes with Jay Gruden, but Kevin O'Connell could be a factor in that decision.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. And again, we'll wait and see if at some point they decide to make the move at the quarterback situation. Let's talk about another quarterback, though. Let's talk about Patrick Mahomes, who continues to look just unbelievable this season. Through 3 games, Mahomes has thrown 10 touchdowns. He's thrown 0 picks, and he has passed for nearly 1,200 yards. So sophomore slump, forget about it. Mahomes, if anything, looks even better than he did last year, which, of course, was technically his sophomore year. But here he is in his 2nd year as the starter. So I want to do either or here. We'll throw a couple of different choices out here for my 2 guys, Dan and Swagoo. And we will start with this one. As far as the MVP race is concerned, Dan Orlovsky, Patrick Mahomes or the field?
Is this a call me an idiot segment or something? Like, I'm going to take this dude right here. You just rolled off his numbers of 1,195 yards and 10 touchdowns. I have never seen anything like this alien on the football field. The way he throws the football is effortless. The people that he has around him are untouchable, unguardable. His play caller is ridiculous. I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes, and it might be short up by December 1.
Yeah, I actually would agree with you on this one. Next, either or, Marcus. Here's a tough one after another big night last night. Aaron Darnold or Khalil Mack?
Oh, I'm not going to be a creature of the moment. I'm still taking Big 99 of the LA Rams, man. Listen, he is double-teamed more than anybody in the league, and he wins his one-on-ones about 47% of the time compared to Khalil Mack's like 27. We're talking about a guy that's making a vow to be the best to ever do it versus a guy in Khalil Mack who's a generational guy. But we still had a Von Miller's in the conversation, the DeMarcus, whereas Khalil Mack is similar in that vein. I have not seen Aaron Donald before.
Okay, next, either or. Dan Orlovsky, Carson Wentz or Deshaun Watson?
I'm going to take Carson Wentz.
Oh, I knew that.
You know this, and everybody watching knows this. I love the way this kid plays the game. Here's the thing, though. Both these guys, the biggest questions are injuries. And hopefully both of them survive this season. That being said, both of them need to stop taking so many shots. The devastating hits that these 2 quarterbacks are willing to take sound great, but they are going to hinder their ability to play the length of their season. If one of them does it, I'll pick Carson Wentz. My hope is both of them stay healthy enough to be the stars that they are.
Last one, New York quarterback, Swagoo. Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold?
Wow.
I'm taking Sammy D.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I like Sam Darnold a lot,
this
man. I know, right? His ability to throw the football, obviously, and what we saw him do with the Jets. Now, I think Daniel Jones is trending. Daniel Jones is the penny stock right now that could make you $1 gazillion. But Sam Darnold, to me, is a great, great pickup. He's a great quarterback. I mean, on the verge of being a great quarterback in a franchise that has invested everything they need to in order to put him in a position to be successful, and they'll continue to do so.
You know what my
I'm taking
answer is,
Sam
huh?
Darnold.
What is your answer?
I'm not kissing the guy right now, but I'm Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Because he has mono, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Outside of that, listen, if it'll make him healthy, I'll kiss him. I'll do it. I'll kiss Sam Darnold with the
Take
mono
the
right now.
mono.
I've said it. Take me instead. I mean, but all kidding aside, the fact that people are actually bringing this question up, that we talked about Daniel Jones ahead of Baker Mayfield, that Rex yesterday said Daniel Jones is the best quarterback in New York. I think people forget how good Darnold looked at the end of last year when he was a rookie. This year it's been one game against a great defense, and he says now himself he didn't feel well in that game, and he was diagnosed with mono the following day.
Yeah, Sam Darnold's going to be fine. You know, a lot of people go like, oh, don't be a prisoner of the moment when it comes to Daniel Jones. But we should also be able to appreciate and relish in the moment. And part of our job is to be in those moments and talk about them and enjoy them. We love sports as well. But Sam Darnold, here's my biggest concern, though, Green, because I'll keep it honest. The offense, scheme-wise,
not that deal.
it's just, it's like a coach taking something and throwing it against the wall. So I've got concerns that the health of the scheme for Sam Darnold moving forward on top of the actual
Here's what they can't do. They can't lose sight of the fact that they have a franchise quarterback.
a star
Special
player
at the expense of trying to see if Adam Gase is the guy.
Correct.
You need to figure that out fast and figure out if it's somebody out there that can come put Sam Darnold in position to be who he should be by the time we finish talking about his career.
Are we having that conversation 3 games into Adam Gase?
Listen, yes. Because
one of whom was Trevor Siemian as the starting quarterback, and the other one was Luke Falk.
Because when you're undermanned as a coach, your number one job is don't get exposed. So you have to do things to help your players close that gap of talent, and I don't see that. And to me, that's alarming. And that was the conversation leading into the season. So I know the quarterbacks have not been the guy, but that's your job to allow them to play better with.
I get it. And no one is more unreasonable than I am. But if we're going to be fair, let's be fair. They've played good defenses too, right? They played Buffalo. They have a great defense. The Browns defense is good.
Oh, yeah.
And then this past week against the Patriots, who are great, and it's Luke
But I'm talking X's and O's scheme. That's what I'm talking about.
Wasn't Adam Gase in Miami?
Adam Gase was in Miami.
How great was that?
That one's not great.
Okay.
No, it was not great. I'm not suggesting it's great.
And I'm not
willing to give up yet.
Herndon at tight end will come back. Lev will be great.
I'm 100% not saying give up. But you need to find out quickly.
All right, let's find out. I'm all for that. Let me get to some college football conversation. Elle Duncan, take it away.
Yeah, Greedy, how about LSU? They hung 66 points on Vanderbilt Saturday, and improved to 4-0 behind a school record 6 touchdown passes from Joe Burrow, who once famously said he was football. He also became the first quarterback in LSU history to throw for 350 yards in 3 consecutive games. And I laugh because he hadn't started a single game, Marcus Spears and Paul Feinbaum, before we went to a story on SportsCenter where he started with, I am Joe Burrow and I am football.
I'm kind of tired of you,
well, I was really, listen, but
out there
I am now willing to say he's doing really well. Paul, are you willing to say that he's your Heisman frontrunner?
Yes, I am. And a couple weeks ago, I was the last person in America hanging on to Trevor Lawrence before he vaporized. I can't find him anymore on my television. But Joe Burrow, at the moment, we do Heisman snapshots. And right now, he's played better than anyone else. So will it continue? He's going to have to beat Alabama to win the Heisman.
Well, he's had the game. I mean, the Texas game has been so far outside of Georgia and Notre Dame, the big game in Wisconsin and Michigan. You could make a argument for Jonathan Taylor as well and what he's been able to amass this season so far. So if you look at it and you say the Heisman technically is a quarterback trophy, right now Joe Burrow is the front runner in the Fieldhouse.
It would be a huge deal because the last Heisman winner from LSU, 1959, you played with him. I love you, Spears. With that being said, as a Georgia
Marcus
fan,
did not play with him. I covered him.
you did cover him. Are we now ready, though, because LSU looks pretty good, are we now ready to say that they could overtake Alabama for supremacy in the SEC?
Here's the problem. I mean, right now you could say that, but Alabama has played 4 high school teams. We don't really know what they're capable of doing. LSU has played good teams, as Marcus said, and Georgia obviously beat Notre Dame. So if you're doing prisoner of the moment, which guess what? That's what we do.
Sure.
LSU would be number 1, but I would write it in pencil.
Not right now. Not with Tua.
So it's still Alabama? Okay.
Yeah, because right now I look at LSU's defense and I say if you had to take an offense that you thought would score at the clip that LSU is scoring at, I'm taking Alabama's defense over LSU's defense.
Sure.
And I'm taking their offense right now because of how that defense would support them.
Yeah.
So that's my issue.
We're looking
right
at
now.
a 65 to 58 game, similar to
But here's what I will say.
UCLA.
Here's
Okay.
the great thing. This, in my analyst role, but also as a fan and that being a school that I love dearly, this is the first time in a long time where LSU is putting a scheme on the field that can continue to keep them in the game against Alabama. So that gives you a chance.
Les
to
Miles
win.
no longer lives there.
Yeah.
And that's, I bet you Les Miles is somewhere that they're going,
Marcus
if I could have
fired
had
him a
a
couple years ago.
if I could have